Dredd here. Come in, Control.
Dredd, we've lost radio contact with a squad of side judges in Sector 13 docks. They were tracking the Dark Judges.
I'll find them.
Before I get into this obscure game that I used to play as a kid, let me just catch you up on who Judge Dredd is. And no, he did not originate from that 95 movie with Stallone. Judge Dredd first appeared in the second issue of 2000 AD, a British science fiction-esque comic magazine in 1977. Later on in 1990, he ended up getting his own standalone title, the Judge Dredd magazine. Matter of fact, my pop actually owns that second issue. First printing as well, he got it when he was a kid. Anyway, Judge Joseph Dredd resides in Megacity 1, a post-megalopolis that covers pretty much all of the eastern US. I would love to see what Florida looks like in this world. With Megacity 2 being on the opposite side, California, Washington, and Oregon. Then, the middle of the US, being pretty much a nuclear wasteland with some settlements around. The whole idea of the judges is that they are judge, jury, and executioner. They see you commit a crime right there on the spot, they can sentence you. If you're lucky, you'll get life in prison, or as it's called in this universe, the ISO cubes. And if you're unlucky, they'll just sentence you to death. Pretty cool idea, and was definitely well executed through the comics, a perfect setup for a video game, which the game company Rebellion were the ones to make it. They also made a Rogue Trooper game which I played as a kid, and I have such vivid memories of this one character from it called Venus Blue Jeans, and I think you can figure out why she stands out so much to me. You might know Rebellion for their games Sniper Elite, but in 2003 they released Judge Dredd, Dredd Vs Death. A first-person shooter that takes place in Megacity 1. You play as Dredd, and it's your job to dispense justice to the perps for committing crimes such as smoking, owning a goldfish without a license. How the fuck would you even know if I own a goldfish, and why do I need a license? All in a day's work for a judge, I guess. So the game starts off with you arresting people for protesting, giving them 10 to 15 years, and then moving down to the lower city to arrest some graffiti artists, giving you your first real taste of combat, which is honestly acceptable considering that this is a console FPS ported to a PC. The feedback is still pretty satisfying, popping people's heads and seeing the blood pour out is still fun even today. And what makes it even more fun is Dredd's gun, the Lawgiver. It has several firing modes including high explosive, heat-seeking, incendiary, armor-piercing, and a few others. Then, the game takes a dark turn. There's fucking vampires? Yeah, there are. And one cool little detail I appreciate about them is that the heat-seeking bullets don't work on them, since you know, they're dead. The AI of the enemies is pretty good for the time. For the vampires, most of them will just run straight at you, and I mean, what do you expect, like, they're melee-based enemies? But ones with guns will either run away to get distance, or get behind cover, or zigzag back and forth while shooting at you, and on the odd occasion you can actually shoot the gun out of their hand and arrest them. Life in the ISO cubes for assaulting a judge, bitch. Once Dredd cleans up all of the vampires, more of them show up at the prison causing chaos, and the prisoners all get released, and it's up to us to put them back. Once we regain control of the prison, we see that the Dark Judges have taken control of one judge that's supposed to be looking over them, and they make him free them. Also, why the fuck is one person looking after 4 of the most dangerous beings in Megacity 1? Like, I get that there's a prison riot, but couldn't we have kept one more body to help out? Like, if he needed to go to the bathroom, there's just going to be nobody in that room to watch over them. It's ridiculous. This is what our taxes are going to? I should also explain who the Dark Judges are. There's 4 of them. They are a dark and twisted parody of the regular judges, sporting similar attire but with a twisted spin. Like regular judges that dispense justice to crimes committed, so do the dark judges. The only thing is that they see life as a crime, and the only sentence is death. They take the form of spirits inhabiting recently deceased corpses, which allow them to kill. First is Judge Death, who is considered the leader and resembles the judges the closest, except highly emancipated. He kills his victims by phasing his hand through their chest and grabbing their heart and squeezing it until it pops, leaving no physical damage on the outside. Second is Judge Fear. He wears a helmet that can swing open, revealing your deepest, darkest fears that literally scares you to death while saying, "Gaze into the face of fear." Fun fact, he actually tried that shit on Judge Dredd, and you know what this man did? Judge Dredd punched straight through his helmet, saying, "Gaze into the fist of Dredd." Bro, what a absolute Chad. Honestly, Chad Dredd. The next two, I never really cared for that much, honestly. Judge Fire and Judge Mortis. Fire, you guessed it, he sets you on fire. And Mortis has the touch of death, instantly making your body age and decay in a matter of seconds. The four horsemen of the apocalypse. There's also the Sisters of Death and Judge Kraken and a few others, but we don't really need to talk about them. You can look them up. So, now, the Dark Judges are on the loose. And while the Psi Division is on the hunt for them, we head down to the docks to clean up some crooks and come across a cult that seems to be preparing bodies for the Dark Judges. But sadly, we just leave them there because the mall is under attack. Alright viewers, it is time for your favorite show. Guess what creature is attacking at the mall? Alright viewers, we have 4 options to select from. Number 1, vampires. Number 2, werewolves. Number 3, robots. And finally number 4, zombies. Which creature do you guys think is attacking the mall? I'll give you a second. If you picked option 4, congratulations, you got the correct answer. And if you didn't, well, I don't blame you, I never would have guessed zombies either. Would the winners please scroll down to the comment section to collect your prize? Now, we gotta save the survivors trapped in here, and this is where the game starts to show its humor a little bit, from the consumerist ads playing on the speakers to the zombies fucking breaking it down sexual style. Look at this guy go! Look at him, dude! What the fuck? The whole objective of this mission is to get survivors back to safety, and I feel like having an escort mission in a low-budget game from 2003 would be a bad idea, but I have to be honest, I'm surprised how well they actually followed me. One of them only got stuck once, which was really surprising. At the end, we learn the Dark Judges aren't responsible for these creatures, and it's actually a virus created by someone named Icarus. And now, we're off to find him. Once we arrive at his facility, we find out that he's purposely creating these monsters to try and find a key for immortality. Dredd ends up killing him, but his body disappears. We escape the facility into the sewers and then into the mean streets, and the one guy I'm trying to escort to safety dies on me. Next, we head to the hospital, where we learn Judge Mortis is there, and we meet this fine gentleman.
Zombies! Vampires! We're doomed!
Also, how come in every sci-fi futuristic city railings seem to be obsolete? Are they just not cool anymore? So we go through the hospital, saving civilians, and come across Judge Mortis. We have to gas him out and trap him in a quarantine block. Once we do that, we head to the smokatorium because it's on fire. Once we turn on the sprinklers and force Judge Fire out, we turn on the fans and capture him as well. Geez, it feels like Rebellion really ran out of time or something, because now we're just speedrunning all these judges. I also think that was one of the main complaints about the game, is how short it is. I mean, up until this point, I've only spent about an hour and 30 minutes playing the game. Sure, I'm not taking my time and I'm just going from point to point, but I did get stuck once or twice and couldn't figure out where to go. I did take my time getting some shots of Megacity 1. I honestly think on your first go, you could beat this game in under 2 hours and get a refund. But you'll notice every time you beat a level, you'll get these unlocks. And you can use these in the arcade mode, and there's quite a few of them. I remember playing this game mode when I was younger and just running around blowing the bots' heads off, so I could definitely see you getting a few more hours of entertainment out of these modes. If the servers were still up and there was a community still playing it, I could definitely see myself getting another 10 hours of fun out of this game mode, but the servers are long since dead, and considering the highest 24-hour peak player count was 3 people, one of them including me, sadly, I don't think I'll ever get to try it out. We hear news of the whereabouts of Judge Death, and we track him down and take out his physical form, with him escaping down into the Undercity. We follow suit and we find out that Judge Fear is just vibing down there. He's not really doing too much. Like, honestly, bro, I don't understand why we just can't let him have his space, bro. I mean, he kinda does throw these fucking bear traps everywhere, so now that I think about it, he kinda is being a dickhead, and it seems like Dredd agrees. Unlike the other judges where each fight had a gimmick to them, for Fear, we just blast his ass and throw out that thing they had in Ghostbusters to catch his soul, and wham bam, we got Fear captured. It turns out Death escaped to a place called the Dead World, and we follow him there. Probably the most developed boss fight in the game, Death is using 4 side judges to try and open a permanent portal from his world to Dredd's. And remember when Icarus's body disappeared? Turns out Death took his indestructible body and ends up using it as his physical form. In order to actually damage him, we need to free the side judges around the arena. Once they're free, we blast a cap in his ass, giving the side judges enough time to come together and rip Death's spiritual form from the body and trap him inside Judge Anderson. Kinda wish I was Judge Death right about now. With Death secure, all the judges drop back into the portal to their normal world in Mega City 1. Everything seems like it's gone back to normal, with the last bit of the vampires and zombies being taken care of, and Judge Anderson recovering from literally having the Grim Reaper soul trapped inside her.
Rest assured that we're stepping up security on the Dark Judges.
Oh yeah, are you now? Maybe throw 3 guys in that room just to be extra safe. And that's Judge Dredd. Dredd Vs Death, guys. An incredibly short game from 2003, but in all honesty, I really did enjoy my time playing it. The graphics of the game didn't age too well, but I think it has some charm to it. Another thing I will say is, for some reason there's no option for widescreen, and the game won't stretch to fill your screen. It seems to only be 4:3 unless you do some modding to it. So, do I think you should go out and buy the game? If any of the gameplay looks fun to you, or you're a fan of 2000 AD or the good Dredd movie, I'd say it's worth it. I mean, at full price, it's only $8.79 Canadian, and I've seen it go on sale down to about $1.31. Now, for less than a cup of coffee and a couple hours of entertainment, I do think it's worth it. I would say throw it on your wish list and wait for a sale. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe give it a like. If you're feeling a little saucy, maybe give me a subscribe. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope all of you enjoy the rest of your day.